Next on the programme tonight, a lot of people are shocked by these new figures. There has been a dramatic increase in sexually transmitted infections in the past year, according to the Dublin Well Woman Centre. There's been a 72% increase in the level of genital herpes being diagnosed, and chlamydia has increased by 35%. Which seems to prove that a lot of people are taking a lot of risks with their sexual health and no longer demanding condoms. Simple. Rubbers, Johnnies, call them whatever you want. Are you a woman, or a man for that matter, who has unprotected sex with either a one-night stand, a stranger, or somebody you're just brand new in a relationship with that you don't know overly well? If you are, you're at huge risk of spreading genital herpes or chlamydia or any other sexually transmitted disease. And the question is there any excuse for it? Many women are clearly telling men now, you don't need a condom if you're having sex with me, I'm on the pill or whatever. But that's not enough. Being on the pill will not protect you from sexually transmitted diseases. Have you any sympathy for women like this who contract a disease from being that stupid or reckless? 6797104 is our telephone number. You can also text the programme at any point during the show on 53104. 53104 is our text number if you want to text us at any point during the programme, and we may well call you back. 53104 is our text number. As I said, a 72% increase in genital herpes, a 35% increase in chlamydia. John, you're on FM104. How are you, John?
Adrian, how you doing?
Grand, thanks, John. Well, what did you want to say on this?
Most disgusting topic I've ever heard, but I've no sympathy for these people. Really, you know. If they're going down, they're dropping their jocks, you know what I mean? They're just doing it without no thought at all. That's absolutely disgusting. I'm mind about childbirth and this it's fucking mental.
So when you hear that, and obviously people are, there's women not demanding men use condoms, there's men not using condoms. Does that shock you that people are having sex with practical strangers and not playing safe?
Manky bastards. Scum. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Dirty shit like altogether. You know what I mean? Honest to God, filth. You know what I mean? You're lucky you called the Adrian Kenny phone show. You know what I mean? We need a Jeremy Coyle fucking phone show going on over here as well. You know what I mean? That's disgusting. Literally. So you're shocked to hear that there are so many people taking that... Shocked. No, I'm not shocked.
Oh, you're not shocked?
No way am I shocked. You know what I mean? Jeez, we've all been there, Adrian. You know, go ahead, fuck off. You know what I mean? I'm going off to get a six-pack. Six-pack of what? A six-pack of Johnnies. It wasn't beer I was looking for, you know what I mean? Fuck to that, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, we've all been there, like, we're bored, and, you know what I mean? She'd be well used to it, like, you know what I mean? And, yeah, bollocks. No, definitely not. Yeah, we've all been there, we've all got the t-shirt, like, you know what I mean? It's up to the guy as well at the end of the day if he wants to bally up, you know what I mean? That's his responsibility too, and I have to be honest with you, it really is. You know, like, we're getting lucky, Asian, of course, you know what I mean? What's a packet of condoms? £3 quid. You know what I mean? Jesus, like.
All right, stay there for 1 second, John. Nikita, you're on FM104. How are you, Nikita?
Hey.
How are you, Nikita? Now, a lot of people are having unprotected sex, and you are telling our Katie that you don't have unprotected sex because you're on the pill, but you don't like condoms.
Yeah, condoms, like, they just fucking wreck it. Like, I mean, I wouldn't get with a bloke that looks all filthy and that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very, very careful when I go out in a pub about who I get with.
You're very careful about who you get with?
Yeah.
How can you be careful?
Not only that, like, I'm on the pill, right? So, obviously, like, there's obviously that pregnancy protection, like, you know. And he always takes it out before he comes as well, just for extra protection. Like, that's a rule I've always lived by, with out before you come, because I do think it works. But, like, I mean, I'm very, very careful about who I go for.
So what, you know by the look of somebody whether they're going to have a disease or not?
Well, if I'm out in a club and I see a fella and like obviously I'm getting ideas and all that, and I'm going to go over to him, I won't go over to him if he looks like a mank bag.
Yeah, okay, so he looks the part, he looks well or whatever. How do you know he doesn't have genital herpes or chlamydia?
You can tell a fella who's well brought up and has a bit of like savvy about him. Like, do you know what I mean? You can just tell by looking at them. Like, you know a scumbag when you see one. You know somebody who's...
So what, only scumbags have sexually transmitted diseases, is that it?
Adrian, let's put it this way, right? The last one night stand I had, he didn't wear any protection. I wasn't having any of it.
And did you catch anything?
No.
So it's just Russian roulette you're playing, is it?
Well, obviously, as you know, I fell pregnant before, like, and I have a little...
I'm not talking about pregnancy. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean...
No, I know, but I'm just saying in the like, getting a little mistake happening, but that's all that's ever happened. Yeah, I might be playing Russian roulette or whatever, but I'm careful about who I go for.
You're careful about who you go for. You know by the look of a bloke whether or not he's going to have a sexually transmitted disease or not.
Like, I won't just go home with anyone who comes up to me. Like, I mean, I'm like, I talk to the guy for a bit first, and I know by looking at him if he's the kind of fella that I would be with. You know what I mean? Even if it is only for a one night thing.
And so, what? You just don't like condoms?
I hate them. They make me itchy and all. They're horrible.
Well, there you go, John. She just doesn't like condoms. And do you not realise, Nikita, the risk you're taking?
Yeah, I know I'm taking a risk, like, but I mean, if you're careful about who you're taking home and all, like, what's the problem?
Yeah, Nikita, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what?
Did you ever see someone with cancer?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because that's what it has to do with anybody with tracks. It's all the same. Sexually transmitted diseases. Like, you can't see it.
I don't live for the future. I live for the here and now.
Well, listen, fair play to you.
I don't want him wearing a Johnny because I don't like them. Why would I? All it would do is end up making sex
You said you had a little mistake there. Why were you talking about your son or your daughter? Why? Is that what you said?
I'm talking about a pregnancy and the best mistake ever. We're talking about STD.
Hold on for a minute. You said you had a little mistake. Who were you talking about, your son or your daughter?
My daughter.
Right, and that was a little mistake, was it?
Well, no, it wasn't a mistake, but that's not the point.
No, you said it was a
STDs now.
Yeah, well, so am I. But you said that was a little mistake. I don't class that as a little mistake. I class that as the best thing that will ever happen to you.
Shut your mouth, Mother Teresa, will you?
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, this is listen, here, I can even get it off you there, the vibe off you there. Look at you, you know what I mean? Mother Teresa, this, that, the other. You don't see any, look, you're going for good looking fellas, this, that, the other. Most of them are riddled with fucking God knows what.
Anyone that you see, like, I'm very careful about who I go home with or who I bring home to my place.
I never said.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't just go and get with anybody.
Right how you like. All I'll say is, look, say what you like, ride what you like. At the end of the day, it's up to yourself.
I'm young and I'm having fun, and there's nothing wrong with it. Fair enough. I don't want to do something that tomorrow's going to rip me apart.
Well, listen.
That's what that does. Condoms are rotten.
As you called it, a little mistake.
Somebody who would want to wear one.
A little mistake, that's your daughter.
Okay, we're getting totally off topic here. The fact of the matter is, John, Nikita, is that you do take chances. You're not worried about getting pregnant because you're on the pill, but you're saying you know by the look of a guy that he's not going to have a disease.
Yeah, when I go out and I'm getting with someone, my main concern is I don't fall pregnant. Like, I know STDs and all that, they're very serious, but I wouldn't bring home somebody or go home with somebody who I thought had an STD. And most of the time, fair enough, there's probably a few that look clean and all, but I'd say a lot of them, you could tell by looking at them that they're dirty mank bags.
You see, here's the thing, Nikita. Even if you have a bloke's penis in your hand, you can't tell sometimes that he's got a sexually transmitted disease.
I know, but you can just... I'm not telling by looking at his cock. Like, I'm saying about looking at him. About, like, if you're a back... You can tell if...
No, what I'm trying to tell you is, even by looking at his penis in your hand, you won't be able to tell whether he has one, let alone looking at him from a distance.
Well, do you know what? I'm doing this a few years now, and I've had a few one-night stands, and it hasn't happened yet. So, I'm not worried. I'm young, free, single, living my life, having fun.
Stay there for a second. Tracy, you're on FM104. How are you, Tracy?
Good evening. Nikita, how can you know by looking at someone whether they have an STD or fucking not? by a fella. Now, seriously, you want to cop onto life, yeah? He could be the most gorgeous fella in the room, and yet again, you'd still go home and ride him. And you
I'm not saying about him being gorgeous. I've seen some fellas that are gorgeous that I know probably rode everything. I'm talking about the guy who, you know, by looking at him, that he's a good stand-up guy, that he's not out shagging everyone that he can, that he hasn't got an STD. I know by looking at people because it hasn't happened to me yet. I'm just a good judge of character.
God's gift. Do you go get tested after you have your one-night stands, do you?
Well, I've had tests before and I haven't had any STDs.
Yeah, come in, I tell you, God, you must meet the fucking man of your dreams every weekend, because come in, I tell you, there's fucking loads of people out there that look gorgeous and whatever, and do you have fucking everything? You have got everything. I was with the father of my child for a whole year, and I made him go and get tested and all before I actually...
Oh, do you know what? You're dramatic still. You're actually so dramatic, that's just, I laugh at you.
I'm with a fella now, and I still make him wear a condom.
Oh my God.
Well,
maybe it doesn't. Hang on, maybe a condom doesn't affect you, but Johnny affects me. I'm allergic to it or something.
Would you not rather you fucking know that you're safe? Seriously, you're a gobshite, honestly. You want to cop...
You shut your mouth. Don't put calling me a gobshite. You don't even know me.
Nikita, you're on here ranting and raving every 3 weeks. Oh, I was out with this fella. Oh, I was out with that fella.
Yeah, because I'm young and I'm living my life. What's the problem?
Yeah, I don't
care. It's fun, like.
I don't care who you go out and ride. You're fucking sick, you are. It's women
because I'm not making them wear a Johnny. Hang on a minute, right? If you had an allergic reaction to something, would you take it constantly? Would you? And what? I'm not going to give up sex because let's face it, everybody needs a sweet release now and again. So
it's better than being fucking safe than sorry, isn't it? It's better than...
You know what? If I let a fella do me with Johnny on, and the next day I'll be fucking sorry. And all I know is that I've done it so far and nothing's happened. Fair enough, as Adrian said. I'm playing Russian roulette. It hasn't happened yet, so I obviously am a good judge of character.
Tip wood, nothing ever happens here. You'd want to cop onto life and stop sleeping around.
I'm not sleeping around. I'm doing what every other young one my age is doing.
Well, you're old in the Nikita. I'd say about 20.
I'm in my 20s. I don't even think that's relevant, to be honest.
No, but like, Nikita, seriously, you need to cop onto life, sweetheart, seriously. You're about having unprotected sex with fellas that you don't even know having one night stand. Seriously, you want to cop on and you want to get yourself down to an STD clinic to make sure
it's my personal preference. Do you know what I mean? Like, when girls go out and they do things they like, that for me is a personal preference. I'm not going to tell them...
But okay, stay there for 1 second, because Keith, you don't like wearing a condom either.
No, man, I hate wearing Johnnies.
Why?
I wouldn't wear one.
You wouldn't wear one?
There's no sensation, man. It's like having a wank with a Marigold glove.
Exactly, and it's the same for the girl as well.
You're dead right, Nikita, I tell you.
No, you're the only person on this phone talking about sense. You shut your mouth in the back. You don't know what you're talking about.
And so hang on. If you're with a woman, Keith, and she says, "Have you any condoms?" or "Would you get condoms?" or whatever, what are you going to say?
I tell her to get the boat.
Well, come in, I tell her...
Why, do you want her to get pregnant?
No, I don't care. What happens? I'm not going to see them again anyway.
Yeah,
I'm only out for the crack, man. I'll ride everything. I won't use any Johnnies.
You're probably riding everything as well.
And as a matter... here, Romeo.
Right, you as well, if I got a chance.
Romeo, as a matter of interest, do many young ones let you get up on them?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're not a bad-looking bloke.
In fairness, Adrian, he sounds like he could have an STD now, in fairness.
He does.
Yeah, they probably do. But you're here, what the hell?
Yeah, well, you be the fella that I'd be walking by in the club, I'd be saying, "No thanks, love."
No, you wouldn't. You're just silly me, I tell you. Your knickers would drop straight away.
They're fucking sick, seriously, the two of them. They need help.
I'm inclined to agree.
Seriously, I wouldn't board
seriously on anything you would.
But you, by the sounds of it, Nikita, so would you.
No, I have a nice screening process. I know by looking at people. He just sounds like
Nikita, I've seen you before. I've seen you out with fellas. You know, like you goop and...
You don't know me.
Nikita, I've seen you in fucking nightclubs. I know what you look like. Seriously, you want to cop onto life here because you're playing with fucking years of lives here.
You know what? I think I know who you are and all.
Yeah. The one there that's mounting over, not Nikita. You sound like an ugly old yoke. You're just probably pissed off because no bloke is going near you.
I'm with a fella the last 8 months.
You what?
I'm with my fella the last 8 months.
You're blind.
No, he's
Always such a smart.
Don't come in, I tell you, I've met Adrian and Jerry before loads of times, and you know what, they're the two nicest people you can meet, but that's getting off the point here, okay? Use that fucking, seriously, I'd march us down to an STD clinic tomorrow if I fucking...
Well, I'd definitely march that fucker down on the other line, seriously.
Donna, you're on FM104. How are you, Donna?
Not too bad.
Now, what did you want to say on this, Donna?
To be honest with you, I think it's their own fault. I think it's an absolute disgrace. And the way Romeo and Juliet are speaking there, I just feel like anything you bring on, they're bringing it on themselves. Because he's saying he's a decent looking guy, and she was saying she'd go for someone that she knows by the look at him. But just because he's brought up great, like, doesn't mean that he's clean.
And I mean, that's the point that I was trying to make to you, Nikita. Just because he wears a lovely bit of clobber doesn't mean he's not manky in his underpants.
Below, like.
Yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is I haven't been wrong yet. So, like, I mean, obviously I'm doing something right.
Yeah, but the danger is, like, that when you do something wrong and then it's too late and you can't change it, like there's...
Do you know what I think? Do you know what? I'll cross that bridge if I come to it, because chances are I probably won't.
Like I said, like, for me,
that other fella is a dirtboard. That's all he is.
Oh, he is, and you aren't.
Yeah, he is a dirtboard, because he just get up on anything.
And you won't. You've a vetting process.
No, yeah, I do. I'm a screen. No, I'll know by looking. Do you know what? I'll know by the first time that I get chatted up or I chat someone up. I'll know within the first 2 minutes if I'm going home with him or not, or if he's coming home with me, or wherever we're gonna go.
And you'll know that he doesn't have a sexually transmitted disease as well. In that.
Well, do you know what? I haven't been wrong yet. So I mean, maybe I'm just like a psychic or something, but I haven't been wrong yet. So I'm just gonna keep going. I'm going on my instinct. It's a gut feeling, and I haven't been wrong. So why not?
So you run your entire sexual health on a gut feeling?
Yeah, if you want to put it like that, yeah.
Donna, you obviously believe people like this are just idiots.
Like, it's everyone's to their own. Like, maybe it was just the way I was brought up. I was brought up completely strict. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was no sex before marriage.
Are you saying that I wasn't?
No, I'm not saying you weren't brought up, but I'm just saying it's the way you're putting yourself across from the way you're speaking. That you just go by your feeling.
I'm coming on here voicing my opinion. What are you saying? That I wasn't brought up well?
No, I didn't say you weren't brought up right. I did not say
you were brought up like what you're saying.
No, I'm saying the way I was brought up is completely different from the way you were brought up. We were both
sorry, you were brought up not to ride people and all, so you're a great little girl, are you?
Oh no, I'm decent and I'm married.
You're so patronising, do you know that?
No, well, I'm glad the way I was brought up, because that was the way I was brought up. I didn't go around sleeping around with every Tom, Dick and Harry. And, like...
Are you trying to call me a slut or something?
No, I'm not calling you a slut. I'm just saying...
That sounds like what you're trying to say. It's like you're trying to call me a slut.
Well, mind you, you're doing a good enough job of yourself of painting that picture of yourself, Nikita.
That's the way she's put it across, that she...
I'm young, free and single. You're only young once. Once you get to your 50s and 60s, you're not able to do it, so why not make the most of it?
Michael, you're on FM104. How are you, Michael?
Adrian, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Michael. Now, what do you think of people taking chances like this with their sexual health?
Well, I'll let you know now. I worked in nightclubs for 25 years, and I've seen most of the girls that you're talking about, and I find Nikita very undermining, and I think she's very immature. Also, the mere fact that she's going out and having sex, and when she's saying that she can look at somebody and she can think that he's a fine-looking fella because...
Jesus, after 2 minutes of listening to you, I'd be heading for the fucking door.
Right.
I'm not with you.
How can you...
I'm on my own.
How can you determine if a fella's a good-looking fella or not?
No, that's not what she said. She can tell by looking at him that he's going to be a clean bloke. He's going to be he's not going to be riddled, basically.
Right.
That's what she said. That's what she thinks.
Yeah, I heard it, and so if the lad's wearing a pair of designer jeans, he's a nice fella. Is that what she's saying?
No, I don't care if he's wearing pennies. Clothes. That's nothing to do with it.
Explain exactly what your situation is. Like, you can go into a nightclub and you can just see a fella and you can tell straight away by looking at him that he's a nice looking fella, and
there's a connection there or not. Like, I mean, obviously there has to be an attraction, but I'll know within the first 2 minutes of talking to him if I'm interested or not.
Well,
and unless I'm interested, I'm not going to sleep with him.
I tell you now, for nothing, love. Like, you're making a terrible mistake. The route that you're taking in your life, you're making a terrible mistake. Like,
And thanks for your guidance, counselling.
No, you cannot
Take it on board.
determine by looking at somebody what they are like or what they're
You
wearing.
see, here's the thing, Nikita. Firstly, I know you're not the only woman in Dublin who takes ridiculous chances like that, because the figures out this week prove that women are taking just ridiculous chances with their sexual health, and blokes for that matter, not insisting on condoms being worn. But your mentality shocks me, that you know by looking at a bloke that he's not going to be riddled, and you've never been caught out so far, so your vetting methods work in your head.
Look, you can tell the dirty little scumbags like that other fella Keith who was on. You can tell them a mile off. Do you know what I mean? When I go out, I do. Like, it's just an instinct. I just know. I can't explain it. Like, I haven't been wrong yet. And I mean, this isn't something that I've just done once or twice. Do you know what I mean? I've done this a few times and it hasn't happened. So obviously that's saying something about my judge of character as well.
Well, there you are, Michael. She's a good judge of character.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll take that on board. And hopefully in the future, your judge of character will be very good. But unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, a judge of character is wrong.
And even, Nikita, even if the bloke happens to be an extremely nice fella, well-reared, really nice bloke, treats you really well, that still is no proof that he isn't riddled with some disease.
Well, unfortunately, if he is, do you know what I mean? But as I said, I haven't been wrong yet, so...
If he is...
Going on my instincts, you know?
If he is, he is. That's...
If he is, I'm not going to make a fella that I'm going to ride wear a Johnny, because all they do is tear me down there the next day. Like, I'd be seriously in a bad way, like I'm allergic and all. Like, if you were allergic to something, Adrian, would you keep taking it?
No, I wouldn't, no.
No, you wouldn't. No, it's the same with me.
So what, you're allergic to latex or something, are you?
Yeah. Seriously, it just doesn't react well with me, like... And if I was to let a fella down there, I'd call him, I tell you, I wouldn't be getting a ride again.
Nick.
You're one classy chick, I'll give you that much.
Why? Because I'm being honest. I'm about the only girl in probably Dublin that is being honest tonight.
No, I don't think, honestly...
Friends that do the exact same thing, so it's not just me, even from my circle of friends that I know.
I don't think, honestly, comes into the situation there, Nikita, to be fair with you.
Okay, stay there for 1 second. 6797104 is our telephone number. It's Adrian with FM104's phone show. Are you somebody? Because I know this girl isn't alone. And maybe you're just not brave enough to admit that you take chances like that yourself. That you've had sex with fellas and not used condoms. Because I know it happens every day of the week. I know it does. Maybe you're just too ashamed to admit it. Give me a call right now on 6797104 if you have or regularly have sex with people without condoms, whether you're a bloke or a girl who takes those sorts of chances. John, you're on FM104. How are you, John?
Adrian, how you doing?
Yeah, grand, thank you. What did you want to say on this?
Adrian, the kids today are growing up in what's probably the most privileged era of our time. And by that, I mean that we have the internet, right? We have every way of conveying warnings, messages to everyone, everywhere. Can I speak to Nikita, please?
You can. Are you there, Nikita?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nikita, can I ask you just a few questions? I promise to be very brief. First of all, how old are you?
I'm in my early 20s.
You're in your early 20s, all right. Nikita, can you tell me what a man who's riddled with AIDS looks like?
He looks like a mank bag.
Could you be a little bit more specific?
I think that is specific enough.
No, could you be a little bit more descriptive? Just paint me a mental picture of somebody who looks like AIDS. Looks like.
Do you know what? Do you know how to paint him? How I paint him in my mind? Somebody who looks like he will get up on anything. And not even
okay.
About when or where or who.
And what does he look like?
What does he physically look like, Nikita?
Dirty. Filthy and scruffy.
Do you mean physically? Do you mean that he looks visually dirty?
You know, by looking at somebody with their big melody head and
Right. Nikita, there are people that are in very advanced stages of AIDS that are walking around, and to look at them, they look like the healthiest people in the world. You made a comment there a while back, and you said something to the effect of, if he has a disease, he has a disease. Nikita...
That is true, like, I mean, you can't...
Nikita...
hang on a minute, I could get on a plane tomorrow to go abroad and the plane could crash and...
Nikita...
You know what I mean? You don't have any guarantees in this life, unfortunately.
Nikita, you do have guarantees in this life.
Well, you know what? For the sake of all the times it's not happened, I think I'd rather keep taking me chances because you know what? It's not fucking worth it.
Nikita, I just want you to... You drew me a picture. Now, I'm going to draw you a little picture, and I just want to close your eyes, right? You're sitting at a table, right? And...
The sea breezes in my hair, I get it.
No. You're sitting at a table, right? And there's a gun. And you flick the barrel, and you put it to your head. Now, there might be a gun, there might be a bullet in the chamber, and there might not. Do you still want to take a chance on pulling that trigger, do you?
Well, you don't get the same pleasure out of doing that as you do out of having sex now, so it's not exactly a fair...
Yeah, but you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
No, the point, John, I know the point you're making, that she's playing Russian roulette and she's going to get caught out. And within a year or two, Nikita, if you keep going on the way you're going, you will have chlamydia, or you will have genital herpes, or worse. Or worse.
I've been doing this since I was 17.
And that makes it right.
I've been doing this nearly 10 years.
Nikita, I've spoken to people on this programme who drink and drive and have done for years and say they're great drivers. They're not. And you know they're going to crash into a lamppost one of these days.
Nikita.
Or knock somebody down. Or kill somebody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm never going to get an STD or whatever. But for the sake,
Nikita,
a little chance there is that I'll get it. I don't care.
Nikita.
I wear condoms, and if I was out with a fella and he showed me a pack of condoms when we got back to his, I'd be gone.
Nikita.
Wouldn't be no interest.
Nikita, we're not just talking about STDs here. We're talking about you in a hospital bed on a drip, wasting away, and your functions being taken away, your physical and mental functions being slowly taken away day by day. We're talking.
Well, that's what would happen if you contracted HIV, Nikita, or that's what could happen. Michael, you're on FM104. How are you, Michael?
Yeah, I was still grand.
Oh, sorry, I was talking to you. Sorry about that. Sinead, you're on FM104. How are you, Sinead?
I'm grand. I'm just in shock to what I'm listening to. She's a dope.
Here's the gas thing, though, Sinead. I'm not overly in shock because I've met girls like Nikita before, and I know they'd get up on the crack of dawn and they wouldn't care whether we had a condom or not. And I'm sure.
I don't know how she even gets chatted up because I couldn't listen to her for long.
But I'm sure you've come across girls like this yourself. These girls exist.
I'm sure they do, but none of the girls I know now would go on like her.
What do you mean that you don't know why I get chatted up? You're so jealous. It's not even funny. But I can get a fella.
Why?
I can actually get a fella that not only will he take me home, but he'll actually wear a condom if I ask him not to.
Are you finished? Are you going to let anyone else talk?
Go on, grace us with your presence then.
Oh my God. Just people like you, like girls like you give everyone else a bad name.
How am I giving anyone a bad name?
There's a little mouth on you. You're making a show of yourself. You're making an absolute show of yourself.
How am I making a show of myself?
You have a child and you're willing to...
And all my girls are like that, so I don't know how I'm making a show of myself.
All your girls are a pack of tits. You're all a pack of tits. You're all a pack of little sluts.
Shut your mouth because I can get a fella.
And what makes you think I haven't got a fella? A known? Why am I a known?
Sinead, what?
Poor bloke.
Sinead, do you always have safe sex?
Always.
Always?
Yeah.
When you hear about the first...
Because if you don't, Adrian, if you slept with a fella that little knacker is after being with, you know what I mean? What would you catch?
God only knows.
Everything that she's carrying. She's just...
I am allergic to the lube and condoms. They don't agree with me down there.
Oh, God. Probably because you're riddled. Probably because whatever STD...
No, I'm not riddled. I've had tests done before and I'm fine. They just don't agree with me.
All right, so...
Nikita, I want to read a text. It says, Nikita, you're honest but very stupid. Every time someone has sex with a stranger, they're dodging bullets, and you'll have something worse than an allergic reaction. But people like Nikita are too stupid, ignorant, and dangerous when it comes to the attitude of health and well-being.
But you know what, Adrian? The way I think about that is, if I sleep with a fella tonight, right, and he wears a Johnny, I know I'm guaranteed to have a reaction to that tomorrow. Whereas if I sleep with a fella tonight and he doesn't wear a Johnny, there's no guarantee that I'll get an STD. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, God.
It's all about assessing your risks or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
You have a child.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of the embarrassment of your child finding out you've got a sexually transmitted disease because you picked the wrong bloke because he looked well, but he had some. I just can't. I can't get my head around your mentality. I really can't. Joe, you're on FM104. How are you, Joe?
Hey, Adrian.
Good, Joe. What do you want to say on this?
No, I was actually ringing up to find out whether she actually had a kid, and it's come to the attention that it has.
Yes.
So she's willing to put it in perspective that she, like, if she caught something, she's willing to put in jeopardy of leaving that kid early.
Well, yeah.
It's not going to fucking happen.
How do you know?
And anyway, STDs today, they're easily sorted and all that, so...
Hang on, AIDS and HIV aren't easily sorted. Let's get to the...
I'm not going to go and ride somebody who has AIDS or HIV, I'm not that stupid.
Oh, hang on.
Why, how would you know, Nikita?
By looking at them, what did I just say?
Hang on, Nikita, right? I have one or two people that I know, and if you hadn't looked at them, you wouldn't even think that they had AIDS. So it's not as if you're fucking like, I dream a genie. You're not predictable. You're taking...
You know what? I've been doing this for nearly 10 years, right, when I go out and have a bit of fun. So it hasn't done me any wrong yet.
So your phone is more important than being there for your kid. The way I look at that...
I'm always there for my kid, but on a Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, I go out and I have fun.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is you're basically selfish because you're not thinking of your kids, you're thinking of yourself and having the fun. And those.
I'm allowed to think of myself every now and again because I'm always at home with my little girl.
Yeah, there's a...
What's wrong with going out and having a bit of fun? Meeting somebody, having a bit of crack, having a bit of sex. Like, I mean, it's no string sex.
Okay, so you're saying, it's okay to go out and have a bit of fun, have a bit of sex. You catch the wrong person, he gives you AIDS, you don't last long. Where's your kid then? On her own.
And as text just came in just a second ago saying, if she has a reaction, it's not permanent. In other words, if you get an itch...
I don't care how permanent...
In other words, hang on, just listen. What's an itch compared to HIV? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's...
No, do you know what? This thing isn't just a fucking itch. It's the most uncomfortable thing ever, and it hurts when I piss. It's that bad. It's horrible. Horrible.
Adrian, tell that girl when she's diagnosed with cervical cancer, she won't be there to bring up her kids,
oh
says
my God,
Sinead.
your listeners are paranoid freaks. They actually are paranoid freaks, all dramatic. Like, I mean, it hasn't happened yet. Everyone trying to tell me that I'm going to die from doing this. It's a bit of fucking fun. Oh, Jesus.
No, you're putting it down as being a bit...
Yeah, and by the grace of God, Nikita, it's like walking across the road with a blindfold on in traffic. Chances are you won't be hit because other people will stop, but if you keep doing it over and over and over again, you're going to get a bang of a car eventually. You are. It's just going to happen.
You know what? It's a risk I'm willing to take because my idea is it hasn't happened yet, whereas if I go out tonight and I do it, I will definitely...
Okay, Nikita.
Area tomorrow.
Okay, but stay there. Sarah, why are you boiling with Nikita here?
Because the cheek of her, right, out straight.
Me.
The cheek, how dare you walk into a nightclub and judge someone by what they're wearing, how clean their skin looks. When you take down their jocks, when their little Mickey is pussing, what are you going to do about it? You can't see in the dark when you have the lights off. You're the one that's turned around saying, I'm going to ride him without Johnny. There is other Johnnies out there that are called sensitive Johnnies.
Yeah, no, I've tried them all. I've tried the lubeless ones, or I've even tried using the jelly and shit. It doesn't work. I'm sensitive.
It does work.
I'm sensitive down there, so I have to use them.
Oh my!
If I don't use them, if I use condoms, I might, like, literally, I will be in serious agony.
But then would you not, like, put a bit of Vaseline around it? A bit of Vaseline around it. So hang on a minute. You're sitting there saying, right, you're going to go down, right, you're going to have sex with a fella, with Johnny, that's going to give you a reaction that you can get rid of within 2 days. If you have the hep, what are you going to do about it?
2 days, try a week, love.
What are you going to do when you have the hep and the hepatitis and you have all the other disease, when you're sitting there dying, disintegrating in a bed, and no family's around you watching you from one fella?
Do you know what I have? I know I'm very careful, as I said. If you had been listening.
But then, yeah, you're the carrier.
About who I go with, so it's not going to happen.
Carrier.
You're all so dramatic, seriously.
You're the carrier. You're the one that has to be watching down the club because your spotless clean looking.
Nikita, when was the last time you got tested?
About 3 months ago.
Oh, about 3 months. Well, you must be worried if you're. You must be worried if you're getting tested.
No, my ma brought me to get tested.
Your ma brought you at 20 odd years of age. Can you not do it yourself?
My ma made me get tested. She wouldn't get off me fucking back till I went and got tested.
That means you're sleeping around like a dirty little dog.
And she was like, "Oh, you're gonna have to get tested." And she's another dramatic fool. It's none of her fucking business. I only went to
one that's sleeping around. You're the one that's going into my club, so God knows what. Like, and you're sitting there saying, "My dear's a good-looking fella, right? Massive, clean, and all the top-notch shit."
It's an instinct. It's not just based on looks. I get instincts.
That's what you just said. You walk in, you look, and he's massive, he's spotless, clean. I'm going to take him home. I don't know if he has STDs, whatever he has.
I know it's in. I also said I know it's in two.
Get out of me home.
Talking to him, will you? Shut your fucking mouth. I also said,
"Honey, get out of me home. I'm just trying to protect you, and I'm trying to protect myself from the likes of you." That's what he's trying to say.
You see, like I said, Nikita, this. Fine, you're saying you've never contracted anything, you pick only decent blokes, blah, 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 blah. It's so. Well, here's the thing. Your chances of getting a sexually transmitted disease are increasing because the number of people with sexually transmitted diseases are increasing. 72%.
I'm just careful about who I pick, and that's all.
Well,
no such fucking.
Yeah, there is no such thing. I really.
What I said earlier on, if you had been fucking listening, was that I know within 2 minutes of talking,
are you for fucking real?
Or whatever. You call me rude.
Are you for real? Literally, you walk into a night, you're not listening to what you're saying, you walk into a nightclub, judge a man by how clean he looks, but you don't know what's going underneath his.
Oh my God, you're actually fucking stupid.
You're brain dead.
I know, within 2 minutes of
dead. I have to say, you're brain dead.
2 minutes of talking to him, you can tell a little dirtboard who just wants to riot from anybody.
Me?
No, I'm not you. I wasn't talking about you. I said you can tell a fella a mile off from just talking to him.
Come here and I tell you one thing. I have a friend that has the hep, right? And I tell you one thing. She is absolutely stunning. You put her in for modelling, but you wouldn't look at the judge her. And I tell you that much.
Nikita, I'm going to wrap this up by quoting a guy called Tommy Morrison. Now, you may never have heard of this guy, but he is a boxer who contracted HIV, and in an interview he said that he contracted it through unprotected sex, but he thought the ladies he was with looked very healthy women.
No such thing.
There you go.
Well, I'm willing to take my chances. I'm not gonna risk having that pain for like a few days for something that might not even happen. Like,
what, do you want a lifetime of hep? Do you want a lifetime of everything else?
No, because it hasn't happened yet. It's not going to fucking happen.
It will happen. Are you for real? It will happen. And when it does happen, you're going to go, "Oh my God, it's all his."
You know what? Your fella's a lucky man to get you on the sack. I'll tell you that much.
Because you're the selfish fucker that lies in the bed with your legs open and doesn't let a fella put a Johnny on to protect himself from you. And
I'll tell you one thing.
Okay, girls. Nikita, all I'd say to you is stop taking such stupid risks. Mind you, I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you not to be taking those risks. Jesus, 45 minutes couldn't convince you. I don't know what will. I'd say she is riddled. You wouldn't buy a car with loads of mileage. And no, I won't read the rest of that out. Why are these people so stupid thinking that people like this exist? You're worse keeping it going. Ask her about her boyfriend she split up with only 2 weeks ago. She's full of it, says that person. Was Rock Hudson, Freddie Mercury and heavyweight champion of the world Tommy Morrison mank bags? In fact, that was what I was saying about Tommy Morrison, saying that he thought the women he was with they looked very healthy and he contracted HIV from one of them. Adrian, that Nikita is the most disgusting girl I've ever heard on any radio station. She is a tramp and has no respect for herself. Disgusting, says Francis.